Welcome back, guys, to Let's Talk Boxing. We're here getting ready for the Chris Colbert fight versus Arboleda. I'm always going to mess up his name. I do it every time. We're getting ready. The fellas are about to come into the ring. For the all who haven't seen Chris Colbert, great young fighter. He's an up-and-coming guy. He's 14-0. He's got tremendous speed, tremendous ring IQ. He's just an all-around talented fighter. I can't wait to see him fight in this fight. I watched him in his last fight. He had a real difficult fight against a guy named Corrales his last fight, and the guy was holding, sort of grabbing onto him every 5 seconds, and he really showed some serious ring IQ and was able to get himself into all kinds of positions to be able to win that fight. I see my man Mr. Lewis has joined the party. Welcome to the show. Welcome. Get ready for this very exciting fight. He's fighting a very tough fighter today, Arboleda, who is a extremely hard puncher. He's 16-1 with 13 KOs. Like I said, Colbert's only got 5 KOs to his name, so he's not the biggest power puncher. But he is, however, a very fast, very technical, very smart fighter in the ring. I'm very impressed every time I see him fight. And a lot of people don't know him, but he's a name that everyone should know. He's a household name that everyone should go ahead and register in their brains, because I got to tell you, when he gets in the ring, he is a monster. How much longer to the fight? The fight's about to begin. They're reading out names as we speak, showing their little backstories and things of that such. Right now, they're reading out, talking about some a passing of someone that was David N. Dinkins. He died this year. This is not the ESPN main event. This is the SHOWTIME main event. This is on SHOWTIME. The main event for ESPN, which we will also be going live for, is the Shakur Stevenson versus Toka Khan fight. That is to start here in a little. As a matter of fact, some of the fights may overlap a touch, so I'm gonna have to, because I heard the ESPN main event fight card was actually maybe pushed back a little bit because of the LSU NCAA football game. So that one might be pushed back a touch, but we will check and keep you updated. But this fight here is on SHOWTIME, the Chris Colbert Arboleda main event. As I said, Chris Colbert, very talented fighter. He's the kind of guy that when you watch, he's a very exciting fighter to watch. He was originally ranked extremely high in the amateurs, and he was on that Netflix show. I don't remember the name of it, but he was on a Netflix documentary about young amateur boxers, and his nickname B-Hop, because his idol was Bernard Hopkins, and he is a very talented fighter out of New York. Extremely fast, great ring IQ, good ring generalship, great footwork. Like I said, his power is the only thing that people usually speak of it that say something in question, is his power is not there. He only has 5 knockouts to his name in 14 professional bouts. So he's not the big knockout artist that a lot of people do like seeing, but all the same, he is still a very, very good fighter. I'm very excited to see what he does right here. The guy he's fighting is a hard hitter, hard puncher. Arboleda is a like I said, 16-1. He only has 1 loss to his name. He's got 13 knockouts. He's got power. He's a hard hitting guy at the 130-pound weight class. So this is gonna be a tough test for Chris Colbert. This isn't just gonna be another walk in the park. He's gonna have another test. Last fight he had a tough fight with a guy who wouldn't engage and kept grabbing him and holding, and he ended up having to figure out a way to make himself look good in that fight. And he's going to do the same tonight, because he's got a very tough guy in front of him that I'm very curious to see where this goes. Super featherweight bout, 12 rounds. Chris Colbert is the WBA #1 contender, so he's a very big fighter. Prediction, I have Chris Colbert by decision. I don't think that he's going to be able to take Arboleda out. He says he will, but Arboleda is a tough guy. His last fight, he went the distance in a big brawl with, I believe his name was Velez, and they were brawling all the way to the end. So I don't know that he's got the power to knock out Arboleda, but Chris Colbert has recently been said in his interviews that his power is underrated. People don't realize that his power is getting better. So we'll see. But for me, I'm going to say Chris Colbert by decision. Unanimous decision. I think he's got enough skills to really take this. Obviously, he's going to take the distance, I believe, and I don't think Arboleda will be able to get that power off on him enough to be able to change the fight. I don't think I think he'll outscore him, outpoint him. if I was going to give a how many rounds kind of situation, it's a 12-round bout. I think it's going to be at least an 8-4 situation, because I think Arboleda may be able to get some rounds where he gets some shots off, and maybe the judges get swung by some bigger punches. But the clean shots, the the bulk of the work, I definitely think will come out of Chris Colbert. He is a real phenom, and I'm very excited to see him fight in this big fight, just because this is a little bit of a step up in competition as far as the power. I don't think he's ever fought anybody with the power that Arboleda has, so we'll see how he reacts to that. There were some good fights before this one. There was some, the last fight had a split decision that I thought was a little bit controversial. I thought it should have been a unanimous decision. The weight class for these guys are 130. These are 130 pounders. And they are, Colbert is a very fast 130 pounder. Might be the fastest 130 pounder, to be honest with you. He has got speed in both hands and a lightning fast jab. It's one of those where he'll hit you and you don't notice it until his fist is coming back to his body. But I'm excited to see it, because he's a real treat to watch. He's a real fan friendly as far as watching him fight, because he's got great movement. Aesthetically, you love watching him in the ring. 130 means a lot of action. You bet it does. It's gonna be. I predict this fight to have average like 60 punches around at least. It could be way more than that. I mean, these guys are going to be throwing a lot of punches. Arboleda, he's a brawler too, so he's going to like to throw. So he's going to like to, he likes to throw those big hooks, especially if he gets on the inside. So Chris Colbert's going to have to use his legs, I think, a little bit just to, try and stay away from those big shots. Chris Colbert's now entering the ring. He always enters in his sombrero because of his trainer, who has been like a father to him, is of Mexican heritage. So he likes to come in the ring with his sombrero. He usually also paints his hair a different color. He does it pink a lot of times for breast cancer awareness. So he's got his hair fully pinked out tonight. He also is promoting his new chicken, his new chicken joint called Primetime Chicken. They're out in New York and New Jersey area. If I'm ever out that way, I'll definitely give it a shot, see how good it is. Let y'all know if it tastes good or not. But he's entered the ring. He's over there in his corner on one knee, giving a little prayer before he starts. And I'm very excited to see what he can do tonight. I will be double checking in on my app here just to make sure that the fight on ESPN with Shakur Stevenson, to see when it does start. Like I said, there was a small delay for the LSU, and I believe it was LSU versus, let's see, we'll get there in a moment, LSU versus Florida. But that game's almost over, and that was supposed to be on ESPN, so I don't know if they've delayed every fight for it just yet, or if they just delayed the main event, or if they're, if they let the undercard start, the undercard of the main event to go ahead and of the main card start, if they let those fights. I hope not, because there's another fight on the set. There's the co-main event right underneath the main event of Shakur Stevenson versus Toka Khan. Is that a young man named Berlanga, who's 15-0 with 15 knockouts. He's going for the record. He's a monstrous puncher. It's insane. Might go to OT in Florida, hit the field goal. Is that what it is? Yeah, I saw they were down by 3, so I guess there's a possibility we may get even further pushback on the ESPN fight, but I guess we'll find out momentarily. But this fight is about to begin. They're reading rules, talking now about Arboleda's resume. And they're getting ready to start. This is a good one. This is a good one to watch. This is a great one to see. And like I said, if y'all don't know who Chris Colbert is, take him down mentally, look him up, check out his, some of his old fights. He is a fantastic young fighter, 130-pounder, lightning fast, has great ring generalship. He's got great ring IQ too. I mean, really, you could say he really understands the fight game. He really understands the movements, and he's an absolute treat to watch. One of my favorite fighters to watch by far. He is a great fighter. Arboleda, a brawler, so he's very fan-friendly. People are going to enjoy watching him fight as well, I feel like. And this could be a really good fight. I mean, this could really have potential to have fight of the night for most of the fights that have been on today. Today was a great day of fights. We had the Anthony Joshua win earlier, the 9th-round KO against Pulev. That was fun. Had a lot of action in that fight. Good moments. Great undercard on that DAZN fight. They had some good fights on that one. This now being the Chris Colbert main event, very exciting, I feel like. And then we also have this Chris Stevenson versus Toka Khan fight here in just a little bit. So it's been a full-fledged day of some great fights. Chris Colbert, as I've said, for y'all just joining, he is 14-0, 5 KOs. Has a fair resume, but he's trying to build it up some more so he can start getting some higher recognition. For Jaime Arboleda, he is 16-1 with 13 KOs. Big puncher, likes to throw a lot of punches, but he's definitely going to be he's got his work cut out for him fighting against Chris Colbert, who is the favorite tonight. Field goal miss, fight up next. All right, see there. I guess the football game is now over, so ESPN will be taking over on the fight, on the ESPN fights. We will see soon, very shortly. I will update y'all and let y'all know if they delayed all the fights or if they let some of the fights go in the beginning and then they're just, making sure that the main event is aired. Chris Colbert out of Brooklyn, New York. He's very, very proud of where he's from. But he seems like a real good kid with a good head on his shoulders. He's got a young son, I believe. That he just had a baby very recently. So, you see him talk about that in his interviews about, being a good father and things of that sort. So he seems like a good kid good head on his shoulders, bright kid with a bright future. He's one of those you really enjoy, hope to watch, get to see him fight a lot of years down the road. Just because I think he brings a lot to the sport with his charisma. Yesterday in the interviews, he asked Abner Mares, was he retiring because he'd like to get in the ring with him. So he's got a lot of character. He's a very lively young man. So fight's about to begin. They're about to ring the first bell. They've touched gloves. It's about to get started. Chris Colbert versus Jaime Arboleda. First bell is about to ring. And here we go. Fight starts. Both fighters meet in the middle of the ring. Arboleda comes out immediately throwing jabs. He threw about 3 or 4 jabs. And Colbert snaps back with a quick jab and catches him. Colbert has got fantastic speed. And this fight's getting started very quickly. Not much of a feeling out process. These jokers are going at it real quick. Both guys throwing quick jabs, both trying to catch, establish themselves, establish the distance. Both guys have both landed an equal amount of jabs to each other. And Chris Colbert trying to work on the inside a little bit. Surprising. He's usually outside, work his feet, work his footwork. But he's moving in quick, trying to get some good shots, quick shots on Arboleda. I think both guys right now are trying to establish themselves here in this first round, see if they can't take it. This is going to be a tough one. If it keeps up like this, it's going to be a tough one for the judges to score. Because both guys, that was a great right hand by Colbert over the top. Arboleda looks to be the bigger guy just in general. When you look at him, he's got a longer reach. He's just got a bigger frame. Colbert actually has the longer reach by an inch or two. But Arboleda just has the bigger frame, a little bit taller guy. Oh, and Chris Colbert with a great combination. 2 quick jabs with a cross and then another jab to meet it. Beautiful. His hand speed is really hard to deal with. He's got fantastic hand speed. Both guys tied up. Ref pushes him back. And Chris Colbert switches to southpaw, which is something he'll do every now and then. I actually think he fights much better out of the orthodox position. I think he switches stances sometimes to confuse the fighters, but I think his natural stance is the orthodox. But he is kind of giving Arboleda a different look here, and Arboleda seems not quite sure how to engage. And now he switches back to orthodox after leading with a left. He's got fairly good staying in the center of the ring. He's not really allowing Arboleda to move around too much. He's got his left hand down because as fast as it is, he can get it up as quickly as he wants to. And Arboleda looks to be a touch frustrated. He's missing shots now, and great counter by Colbert with a right hand. Round 1 so far is definitely going to Colbert at this point because he's really kind of landed the much more definitive shots. and he's established the jab fairly well. So I do believe that he is going to end up taking this first round. Arboleda got a little frustrated there, throwing a few shots, couldn't quite hit, couldn't quite get the distance there after the beginning. So he had a quick flurry against Colbert, nothing really connected. Most of this were grazing shots off his shoulder and back. Got 2 seconds left in the round. Bell rings to the corners. So Chris Colbert definitely got that first round, in my opinion. He landed the much better combinations. He had a great right. He did sort of a sweeping left and kind of got Arboleda backing up a little bit. And when he did, he just reached out, caught him right down the pipe with a right hand. I mean, it was a very well established shot. He feinted just well enough to get Arboleda off balance just a touch. So it was a good shot. I think he's going to keep using his legs this fight. The way it looked for me, Colbert is going to be moving those legs quite a bit, moving around the ring, and giving Arboleda a lot to look at, because Arboleda, I think, got very frustrated there for a moment, trying to swing on Colbert and couldn't quite get in. It's a tough fight for him. I mean, like I said, Chris Colbert is a guy that everybody should know. I mean, he's not the big knockout artist that a lot of people like, but when you want to talk about the sweet science, he's got it. He is a fantastic boxer. Fellas getting off the stools, getting ready to go for round 2. Let's see what we got. So right now it's a 10-9 round, in my opinion, on my scorecard. Colbert starts off southpaw, comes out of the corner in the southpaw position. Let's see if Arboleda can figure it out. Both guys trying to establish the jab, pawing at each other's hands, trying to be first. Colbert with a very wild right-hand hook, sweeping right. Doesn't land. They end up tying up. Ref has to break them apart. Still in the southpaw position. I'm really not sure why Colbert is in that position. I feel like he is much more effective in the orthodox position, but he's certainly giving Arboleda frustration. Arboleda trying to pressure him very strong now. Colbert up against the ropes. Arboleda can't quite get a shot in, though. He's got him in the corner now. He's just throwing out everything he can right now to try and break the guard of Colbert. Oh, and Colbert with a great left-hand counter and another left-hand counter. Arboleda with some grazing shots off the gloves. Colbert with another counter. Arboleda getting blocked on all these shots that he's throwing at Colbert right now. Tries the uppercut, tries the hook, nothing lands. Colbert goes with 2 body shots. Now Arboleda finally lands a right cross, but Colbert bounces right back. Gets a good body shot off of the corner. Colbert with 2 more body shots. Ooh. Referee calls time. They're saying it might be a little bit of a low blow there. Colbert apologizing to Arboleda. Oh, Arboleda did not want to hear the apology. He tries to swing on him. So Colbert says, all right, well, I guess apology not needed. Arboleda getting tagged with a left-hand hook. Arboleda getting a lot of shots. Oh. Now the ref saying another low blow. I didn't see that one. From our angle, it was hard to tell if it was a low or not. Arboleda seemed to think it was. Ref lets him get back to it. Arboleda throws a lot of shots when they're on the inside, but he's not really getting anything flush. Everything's off the glove, off the shoulder. Every now and then he'll get around the guard a little bit, but not real clean just yet. And he's definitely looking for him. He's definitely throwing his signature hooks, though. He's famous for throwing. 2 great body shots for Arboleda there, though. If Arboleda wants to have a chance, he's got to go to the body and get Colbert slowed down. Colbert with a great uppercut from the southpaw position. Very nice. His hand speed is very difficult to keep up with, but Arboleda's sticking with him on the inside, throwing punches. Like I said, most of the punches they're not hitting anything with any, they're not actually flush, but they are, hitting them on the arm, hitting them on the shoulder. I mean, you're still giving that, you feel those after a while. Colbert pressuring him. He's got him on the ropes now. Great body shot, great hook. Oh, and Arboleda looks to be a little bit wobble. Oh! And Colbert gives a huge flurry there right before the bell. 3 big shots right on the chin. Big ones. Fantastic combination. Arboleda definitely was a little wobbled. He caught him on the chin. His entire neck completely turned. And you could tell his left leg kind of gave out a little bit there. So that was a huge round for Colbert. Very nice. And way to finish the round. I mean, if there was any question on a swing round of who decided that round was going to, there's no doubt about who it was. The Berlanga is starting now. Okay, well, that fight may be over already. Let's check our other mode of Berlanga wins in round one again. See, there you go. Berlanga already closes the show. Like I said, you missed that fight, and if you blink, his fight will be over. He is an extremely strong 16-0, and yeah, 16-0 with 16 KOs. Doesn't take long for him. He's another guy to watch out for because, man, he punches like a mule. Round three starting for Colbert. If you're just tuning in, the Colbert fight, Chris Colbert had a fantastic second round. He really stole the show there in the last 20 seconds. So if there was any doubt of who the round was going to there at first, there's no doubt of who won it. Colbert definitely took it out. Just KO'd someone never been stopped. Berlanga did. Yeah, that's what Berlanga does. Berlanga is, I kid you not, he is a powerful young fighter. He's going for the record too. I can't remember exactly what the record is. It's like 22 or 23-0 or something like that. But yeah, he's been on record saying that that's what he's going for. That's what he wants. Chris Colbert here seems to they're kind of, there's a little more space in between the two now. Both of them are kind of reestablishing the jab a little bit. Colbert he's got a great jab. He's got a great cross too, and he just caught Arboleda coming in with a nice right cross. Great footwork by Colbert, pivoting to the side. They tie up, though. They get a little close on that one. Arboleda definitely frustrated, kind of pushes Colbert off of him. I think Arboleda is starting to see that the hand speed of Chris Colbert is not a joke. Chris Colbert trying to reach for some shots there. Arboleda backs out. Couldn't quite connect with anything. A little bit of a low shot there by Arboleda that time. Chris Colbert let him know. And Colbert moving in a little bit, trying to put the earmuffs on, getting close in. Guess he's going to try and make another move here, but they end up tying up. Didn't get a chance to do anything. And Arboleda seems to keep trying to go for these big hooks, and Colbert really, he boxes in real well, and it's hard to catch anything besides the arms and the shoulders. But I'll say again, Arboleda, he's got to go to the body more if he wants to slow down Colbert, because Colbert's, his legs, he's fantastic moving around the ring. He's got to slow him down. Colbert back in southpaw position, and he cracks Arboleda with a great jab from the right hand, with his right hand. He's pawing at him with the right, I guess trying to get a little space here. And Colbert's getting really comfortable now. Ooh, Arboleda catches him real good there, so now they're both throwing at each other. Colbert looked to be getting a little too comfortable there when he got hit with that left. You can always tell when Colbert's getting real comfortable. He starts to put his hands real far down at his sides and get his head real low. So I think he got a little too comfortable there, and Arboleda made him pay for it. We got round three about to be over. Back to the corners. Let's check on this here. So that particular round, again, who's winning? ATM? You mean the Colbert in the Colbert Arboleda fight? You probably right now you would definitely say Chris Colbert. I have him winning every round so far, all three rounds. Arboleda's had a couple of good shots, but the majority of the round is controlled by Chris Colbert. He's landed more jabs. He's landed a couple of good power shots. The end of the second round, he had a real good flurry there towards the end of the round that looked to rock Arboleda and definitely wobble him. So he definitely is ahead. I'm looking over here on my top rank phone here to check the ESPN. Round four starting here with Chris Colbert and Jaime Arboleda. Both guys meeting the center of the ring. Chris Colbert still seems to still want to work that jab real strong. Arboleda would like to work more than the jab, and he's still going upstairs. He won't go to the body for some reason very often. And I think that's definitely what his corner needs to tell him to do. I'm not sure what their game plan is, but I would definitely say that Arboleda needs to work that body. Now he tries to work the body there. Gives a quick pot shot to the gut. Colbert laying on the ropes, just begging him to come in. I'm guessing that is part of his game plan here, to try and do some counter shots, because he's already countered. Oh, and he does a great counter shot off the ropes. Great left hook. He's calling him in. He's saying, "Come on, come to the ropes with me." And he jumps off the ropes and hits him about 3 times again. He's got great speed, great hand speed. His combinations are very hard to keep up with defensively. He switches back to southpaw position, weaves. Oh, Chris Colbert getting very comfortable. Arboleda throws a big left hand. Colbert goes underneath, kind of looks out into the crowd as if to say, "What are you throwing at?" Arboleda gets a nice right hand. Chris Colbert sticking his tongue out at him. Yeah, Colbert's starting to get very comfortable in here. He's gotten hit with a couple of good shots, so I'm thinking that he's maybe not really worried about Arboleda's power. Either that or he's just putting on a show for him, but catches him with another good jab. Great hand speed. Yeah, right now it is easy. I mean, he's moving really well. Chris Colbert. Oh, he gets caught with a good right hand there. Arboleda finally connects with another. Chris Colbert rolls that punch. Arboleda trying to throw a lot of punches here. Chris Colbert just sitting here watching him, trying to get him to engage, it looks like. Now they tie up, and the ref pushes him back, separates him. So we'll see. Last 50 seconds of the 4th round. We'll see if Chris Colbert maybe picks this up a little bit. Looks like he's kind of taking this round off, kind of getting Arboleda to try and come at him. He's still sitting on the ropes, sitting in the corner, trying to draw him in, playing a little defense. Arboleda gets a little bit of a low shot there. Referee tells him to pick those up. And Chris Colbert calls him back in there again. He just keeps calling him back in there, catching him with a stiff jab. Very stiff jab. Oh, and he is tagging Arboleda. Arboleda now trying to throw some other big shots, but Chris Colbert won't get off those ropes. He's staying in that corner. He's very comfortable in there. Arboleda can't quite land anything solid. Chris Colbert very comfortable. He is just sitting in the corner, moving around. Last second, that round's over. End of the 4th round. You could actually give that one. I would, if I was going to score that, I'd probably give it to Arboleda, even though he a lot of his punches weren't landing. He was extremely aggressive that round. He was throwing a lot of punches. Not all of them hitting, but some definitely were. Then you had Chris Colbert had some good solid shots coming off those ropes. Great jab, a few really good power jabs. But I would probably go ahead and give that, if it being a swing round, I could definitely see where some refs would definitely give that round to Arboleda. So I would give that round about a 3. It's a 3-1 at this point. After 4 rounds of boxing, I give it 3-1 in favor of Chris Colbert. And they're discussing some of the notable 130-pounders that Chris Colbert could go up against, if he wins this fight. There's some great names at 130. So it'd be interesting to see who he, if he can finish out this fight here, which he's got a long road to hoe. It's not over by far. He's definitely got some big guys still, some big rounds still ahead of him, because Arboleda's not going to give up. Like I said, his last fight went the distance, and it was a tough one. So he's not going to give up. But if Chris Colbert keeps on this pace, I think he definitely will continue to win this fight. And who would be next for him? Be a big question. So the 5th round has started, about 20 seconds in. Colbert very comfortable. I mean, he's got his hands at his side, standing very wide. His legs are very wide, and he's just looking to do all kind of counter shots on Arboleda. He doesn't seem to be worried about Arboleda's power at all at the moment, which, could work in his favor if he's getting Arboleda frustrated, or maybe not if Arboleda connects him with a really good one, which he has been known to do. Again, he's 16-1 with 13 knockouts. He's not a light hitter. He can punch. But Colbert is definitely frustrating him. He's on his toes, bouncing around the ring, moving very well. Again, his ring generalship is fantastic. Good uppercut. But Arboleda's getting frustrated. Pushed him into the ring with the forearm on the neck. You can tell he's starting to get very frustrated with Colbert's movement. He's hard to hit. He's a slick fighter. Defense is moving very well. Seeing the power punches right now, Colbert's out power punching the power puncher by about 5 shots right now, 49-45. So, and he's thrown half as many shots. Oh man, what a nice pivot! Arboleda comes over with the left. Colbert underneath, wraps around him. Beautiful. His footwork, it's very difficult to keep up with him. He's a very fast, quick fighter. He's still in that southpaw position and just catching him with quick jabs. Again, a nice left uppercut from the southpaw position. Another one. They're not huge power shots, but they're good enough to kind of tap him on the jaw, let him know he's there. Chris Colbert smiling, sticking his tongue out at him. I mean, he's definitely very comfortable in the ring right now. He's literally just walking around with his hands down by his sides as if he was walking to the store. I mean, his hands are all the way down to his knees, standing there looking at him, throwing shots, weaving. Goes for another uppercut. I mean, Arboleda is definitely getting frustrated. If nothing else, the refs are definitely going to be looking at Colbert's motions and thinking, well, he's got this, he's winning the shit out of these rounds. Great left by Colbert there. Lead left. Beautiful. Oh, another lead left. Catches him right on the jaw. And now they tie up. I mean, Chris Colbert is a little too comfortable in this fight right here. He's putting on a show, though. I mean, folks are definitely going to enjoy this. 5 seconds left in the round. Arboleda kind of chases him, going for a last-second shot. Chris Colbert completely misses Chris Colbert, and Chris Colbert just kind of smiles at him and watches him walk back to his ring. He's frustrating Arboleda big time. So that was the end of the 5th. Chris Colbert definitely won that round easy, 4-1 in my book. I mean, he's so comfortable in this fight right now. Hands are completely down by his side. He's catching him with all kinds of shots, power shots, jabs, lead uppercuts, which, you don't see those very often from the southpaw stance with the left hand. I mean, it's just not something you see. And he's connecting with several of them. And like I said, none of them are huge damaging shots, but they let you know he's there. And they're definitely there's definitely scoring points with those shots. So Arboleda's got a lot of work ahead of him. Halfway through this fight, he's definitely going to meet the halfway point. He's gonna have to go to the body and try and slow Colbert down, because he's just beginning of round 6. I mean, he's got to slow him down some. And Chris Colbert moving around still very well, and he's the kind of fighter that can do this all day too. I mean, he can move very well. At the start of this round, Arboleda gets him back in the corner and on the ropes. Chris Colbert again very comfortable fighting off the ropes and in the corner, and Arboleda throwing a lot of punches, trying to land something big, something to try and turn this fight around. But nothing lands. They tie up. Ref, I think, is about to separate. Oh, they push off each other themselves. So Chris Colbert back with the earmuffs on. Got the real tight guard, making it hard for Arboleda to get anything through. Arboleda throws a sweeping right. Grazes off the gloves of Chris Colbert. And now he's trying to work the body there a little bit. That's the first body work I've seen. Good body shot could end it. Good body shot could end it for Colbert, or end Colbert's movement. Another low blow by Arboleda. Colbert doesn't seem to be a problem, though. And he lands a couple shots there. Still pawing at the jab. And again, he's really trying to get some good shots in there. I mean, he's throwing a lot of punches. Arboleda is just constantly throwing, but he just can't quite get anything to land. Let's see. Oh, some more body work. Trying to get some body work in. And it's about time Arboleda does go to the body. And I feel like his corner may have told him, man, let's try and slow Colbert down a little bit. But Colbert comes back with a great counter right uppercut. Very good shot. Colbert from the orthodox position. I feel like this is where he really fights well. Arboleda again trying to go with some body work. Now the ref is finally now telling him to keep these punches up. That's his first official warning. He said he's not going to allow that too much. And see, Arboleda is definitely leading this round, the 6th round, in punches. So Colbert, I guess, taking this round off a little bit. I would give this round to Arboleda with 45 seconds left, unless Colbert switches it up here real quick. Great right hand by Colbert there, though. And another good body shot by Colbert. And an uppercut by Colbert. He's trying to steal this round, it looks like, here at the end. But Arboleda may be able to keep him off at least for the next 25 seconds to keep this round in. Good body work by Arboleda there. See, that's a very good hook by Colbert now. I think Arboleda is definitely trying to put more. Ooh, good shot by Colbert there. He's definitely trying to put more in the body. Colbert trying to steal this round again here in the last 10 seconds. He's threw quite a few shots, and Arboleda ties him up, which is probably a smart idea there, just to don't let him steal the round from you. And that round, 6th round in the books, I'd have to give that round to Arboleda. He definitely landed the better shots that round. So I would give that to him, and that would be now 2 rounds to 4 in favor of Colbert. So that was a good round for Arboleda. I think he did some good work. He went to the body, and I think that was a very good idea. I think it's something his corner probably said, let's go ahead and get to the body on this guy because we need to slow him down some. So hopefully Arboleda takes that to heart. Colbert, I think he took that round off a little too much. He was doing a little too much dancing, not enough throwing until the end of the round. And again, he tried to steal the round, it looked like, but it looked like Arboleda had a little too much going for him. He did land a huge right hand over the top. It was a very good punch. I was very happy to see, Colbert come back with that great counter shot, but it was just not quite enough. By his corner, you mean what I just said? Good body shot could end it. Oh, I don't know about end it. Oh, no, I mean, Colbert's winning the fight, I think, head, body. I mean, he's if he keeps it, his boxing volume and that he did in the first 4 rounds or 5 rounds, like I said, the 6th round, he just didn't throw as many punches. But if he does what he did in those first 5 rounds, I mean, he's just winning on the cards big time. Again, Colbert's not a big power puncher, so his power shots, to me, I don't think are going to take Arboleda out. Even seeing that when he got rocked, that was the perfect shot. I don't know that you can land that perfect shot every time. I mean, Arboleda he moves quite a bit, so I don't think he'll be able to do that every time. But Steve Farhood here, they just showed his unofficial scorecard, and he has it 59-55. So he gave the 6th round actually to Chris Colbert. I would have actually said Arboleda, but that would be very much of a swing round because Colbert did land some great shots in that round. That where he tried to steal it there at the end. But I felt like the round as a whole was controlled more by Arboleda, and more so the aggression kind of set the tone for that round. So here in the 7th, we got a minute and a half left, or a minute 45, excuse me. And it looks like Colbert's starting to reestablish that jab. He's kind of kept Arboleda off of him this round. He's back in the middle of the ring. He's not fighting off the ropes as much. So we may get to see Colbert here kind of work some of those great combinations that he's so well known for. He's back in his orthodox stance. Who is most likely to win by knockout? I know Arboleda will win on points. Well, no, I don't think Arboleda will win on points at all. Actually, I would say that Chris Colbert, I believe, will win on points. Arboleda would be the one to win by knockout, I believe, because he's the knockout. I mean, he's 16-1 with 13 knockouts. Chris Colbert is 14-0 with 5 knockouts. Colbert, you meant. Yeah. Colbert, yeah, he'll win on the points, I feel like. And I feel like this fight's going to go the distance. We're in the 7th round. I don't think he's got enough to knock out Arboleda, even though he did rock him in the 2nd round. But, but he recovered very quickly. I mean, he walked back to his corner and looked like he was in great shape for it. But, if there was going to be a knockout, I would say Arboleda would get the knockout. I don't think he will be able to just because Colbert's defense he's very slick and hard to hit. His defense is very quick. We got 30 seconds left here in the 7th round. Colbert fell here, but it's off of they kind of got tied up a little bit. Both guys, it was a tied up. Their legs got caught over each other, so he's back up now. And Arboleda clearly frustrated. He is chasing Colbert all around this ring, just throwing haymakers, trying to throw his biggest shots, big right hooks, trying to hit him, and he just can't quite get to him. Colbert dancing around. That round's over with. And Arboleda walks back, and he looks very, very frustrated. Yes, my prediction is Colbert on points. I think he'll win the unanimous decision. Right now, I've got him winning. I got him winning the 7th round as well, so I have him winning 5 of the 7 rounds. I have 2 rounds for Arboleda, so 5-2 as we speak. And one of those Arboleda rounds it's kind of a swing round. I mean, it really could have gone Colbert's way depending on what you were looking for. Arboleda just was the aggressor that one round, and he landed a few big shots and he threw a lot more punches and landed several more punches than Colbert did. So I would have given that round to Arboleda. That was the 6th round. The 7th round that just passed, I would give it to Colbert. So in this situation, thank you very much, Matthew Shield. I appreciate it. My pleasure. I'm always here for you whenever you need it. It was a good round right there. Does Colbert look gassed? Nope. He looks like he's got plenty in the tank. That's the thing. I mean, he looks like he can fight at all times. I mean, he looks like he never looks tired in the ring. It's impressive to watch him in the ring. And like I said, that's why he's so exciting and fun to watch, because he looks like he's never tired. He looks like he's always good to go. And he's on the ropes now here at the beginning of the 8th. Arboleda just unleashed maybe 25 punches, and none of them really connected, and Colbert just came out smiling. He had one maybe around the guard that caught with a right, but most of those punches just couldn't get through. Chris Colbert, on the other hand, is now coming off the ropes and is throwing some great shots. He definitely landed 2 or 3 good shots there, and Arboleda is now holding his arm and pushing his head at the same time, and the ref lets him know you can't do that. And Chris Colbert seems to be kind of unleashing a little bit here himself. Got Arboleda on the ropes and is trying to work on the inside. Arboleda trying to manhandle him, grab him by his arm and throw him around. The referee breaks him up, says no more of that. Oh, low blow. I don't know about that. So Arboleda drops to his knees, saying he was hit in the low region. It was a low shot. I don't think it was quite as low as he just made it. He dropped like he was, shot. He's now like limping around the ring, saying he's hurt. So let's see what he does here. I don't know if it was that low. Maybe it was. Maybe I couldn't quite tell. But it didn't look quite as low as the way he's reacted to it. He's reacted as if he was, right on the numbers. But we'll see. I'm afraid, no, I cannot. Tommy, I'm afraid if I show the TV, YouTube will definitely cut it off here. I'm not allowed to show a different someone else's broadcast. I wish I could, but unfortunately, they will not allow that. So they're back here in the ring. Time's up on his low blow injury. Got a minute and a half left in the 8th round. Chris Colbert with a nice left. He's in the southpaw stance. He comes with a straight left, catches him good. Arboleda following him around the ring. Colbert using his legs still. Great jab by Colbert. Great body shot by Colbert. His speed is, again, so difficult to keep up with. And his head movement, his body movement, his footwork, it's definitely frustrated Arboleda this evening. He's, again, moving around the ring, staying in that southpaw stance. I really don't like him in the southpaw most of the time. I prefer him in his orthodox stance. I feel like he's a much stronger fighter from the orthodox position. But he seems to enjoy going to that southpaw stance quite a bit. So he does do some good work of it every now and then. Good shot by Arboleda with the right. Another good right hook by Arboleda. Chris Colbert comes back with the left. Had a bit of almost a clash of heads there. It looked like they might have clashed a touch, just a little bit, but maybe not. Referee separates them. Still in the southpaw stance. He's still working. Colbert trying to jump off that back left foot for a lead left, and he gets a lead right. He's back in his orthodox stance now, and he catches him with a lead right. It was beautiful. I mean, I feel like he's a much better fighter off the orthodox stance. No, he's normally a orthodox fighter. I mean, well, he starts usually orthodox. I'd say 75% of the time he's an orthodox fighter. He's a switch fighter. He switch hits. He can go both ways. Talking about boxing only, so don't get excited anymore. But in the boxing stances, he can definitely switch. But for me, his southpaw stance just doesn't quite have as much. It's almost like when he does switch to the southpaw stance, he does it more just to confuse the other fighter. And a lot of times when he does it, he does a lot of lead lefts, like lead uppercuts and lead left crosses. When I feel like he doesn't work off the jab as much in his southpaw stance. So but in that orthodox stance, he's got such a great jab. He's able to work that jab really well and set himself up for other shots and big combinations. So he just has better combinations from the orthodox stance, in my opinion. Again, he's the one fighting. Maybe he feels differently. Start of the 9th round, I gave the 8th round to Chris Colbert as well. So it's 62 in my book. And he starts his fight around again in the southpaw stance, and Arboleda is trying to get him in the corner and just throwing everything he's got. And, he threw probably 20 shots there. Now Chris Colbert's kind of doing the same thing, fighting back, doing the same. He's got Arboleda on the ropes, throwing about 5 or 6 quick combinations. Oh, yes, I know. Yes, the undercard on ESPN is starting the fight before the main event. So I'll be actually doing I'll be talking about the Stevenson fight on the ESPN fight when that one comes up. The Panamanian will win. You think Arboleda is gonna pull this one out? I guess it's possible. He's definitely got a puncher's chance. He hits hard enough, that's for sure. But I don't think as far as on the cards, he's not winning right now. I wouldn't think. Of course, you never know with these judges. Yes, I commentated on the AJ Pulev fight earlier today. If you want it, you can always go back and check in. But yeah, it was a great fight. So, and you're from Panama. I figured you were. I understand. Fighting for the home country. I like it. But yeah, I did catch the AJ Pulev fight. Great fight. AJ finished it. I wish he'd have finished it a little bit earlier, but he didn't. I feel like he could have. I feel like he had an opportunity to close the show a little bit earlier. But I did like to see some of the good boxing by AJ, and I definitely think the big fight for him will be next. Hopefully that'll happen next. So I guess we'll see. Minute left here in the 9th round. There's a lot of jabs coming from Colbert. Colbert now trying to throw a few big power shots, I guess, to get Arboleda off his feet a little bit. Now, he definitely kind of surprised Arboleda, I think, with a couple of those big shots. They both trade big shots just there, both left hands. Oh, and he rocks Arboleda with a right hand, big time. Puts him back on the ropes, and Arboleda kind of acts like it wasn't that big of a deal, but he definitely lost his footing a little bit. It was a great shot by Chris Colbert. Very surprised that Chris Colbert got that big power shot off on Arboleda. Wow. But Arboleda's back. I mean, he's throwing punches again, so, I mean, he seems to be okay. But that was a big-time shot. We still have 30 seconds left in this round, too, so we'll see where this goes. Great shot. Colbert still throwing some big shots, big right hands. Arboleda trying to answer back. He's got a few hooks of his own trying to answer, but didn't quite connect on most of them. Colbert ducks under most of those and then connects with an uppercut. Oh, and a big left hand by Colbert, left hook. Very big shot. Arboleda's still game, though, still throwing. Arboleda's taking some big shots, and this is why I just didn't think that Colbert was going to be able to knock him out. Oh, man, he just catches with a huge uppercut. And a left hook, and he is wobbled. Oh, and he goes down. He goes down, knocked down. Wow, Chris Colbert with some huge shots, surprising me. Big uppercuts, big hooks. And it was there at the end, there was just too much for him. 1 second left in the round. All right, he gets up. They're going back to the corners. Big shot by Chris Colbert. Very good shot. I got to tell you, Chris Colbert said he was going to show his power this fight more than he ever has. So that right there, I mean, it's possible. That was a fantastic round for Chris Colbert. 10-8 round, easy. That was he caught him with some great shots, working off the ropes, uppercut, caught him with a great left hook, caught him with a right uppercut again, and that left hook just completely wobbled him. I mean, he caught him right on the chin. His whole body leaned forward. He couldn't quite hold it. They're showing a great replay right now. The uppercut's what set it up originally, that right uppercut. He threw it in. Arboleda got wobbled, tried to come back in. A left uppercut wobbled him again, and then Colbert hit him with a left hook, and that's when he finally had to sit down. Who will win, AJ or Fury? I have AJ on KO or Fury on points due to his technical skills. We talked about this on the earlier episode. I think all around AJ is the best heavyweight in the division. I do think that Tyson Fury has a little bit of an edge on him though because of his style. Styles make fights, as they always say, and I think Fury's style is just a little bit harder to deal with for AJ. So it's a very tricky fight. If I had to, right now, if I had to guess on it, I'd give it like a 55-45 in Tyson Fury's on his side, just because of his very catchy style. But again, AJ, for me, I think he has the best boxing skills all around in the heavyweight division, including power plus his actual skills. We'll get right back to that in a second. We're back here in the 10th round, 2.5 minutes left. And Arboleda definitely looks like he's playing a little more defense this round. He's backing up. He's using his feet. And Colbert's kind of walking him around the ring, which is not something you usually see from Arboleda. So that's kind of an exciting thing to see. And I'm very curious to see what's going to happen here because he still is. He's definitely moving away from Colbert more than I've ever seen. Oh, and he got caught with a big right. He's still good, though, it seems to be. But these punches are definitely doing some damage. And he's playing more defense than you ever see Arboleda play. I mean, he's got his hands up by his ears. He's trying to block as many of Colbert's shots that he can at this point because I don't think he was expecting Colbert to have this much power. Oh, and he catches him with another 1-2 punch beautifully down the middle. And Arboleda definitely felt it. I mean, he's not feeling good after that one. Oh, man. And he's still trying to back up. He's trying to establish himself, get a jab going to keep himself from having to back up, but Colbert's backing him up. He's got him on the ropes again. And he connects with a good right. Wasn't real flush, but it definitely clipped the front of his forehead. Arboleda moving around again, trying to kind of move off the ropes. If Wilder could knock out Fury in the first fight, I don't think AJ can. Well, the difference is I have a small difference in that, though, because of their styles. Wilder can knock people out. Well, and you mean as far as in the first fight when he knocked him down? I mean, yeah, I understand what you mean as far as the power. Obviously, in the second fight, he can't punch off his back foot, and Tyson pushed the action towards him, and he doesn't fight well going backwards. So yes, but yeah, I understand what you mean. In that first fight, he knocked him down with a tremendous dynamite shot, and I was surprised to see Fury get off the canvas the way he did. But he's a big man and he's got a lot of heart, so I guess he didn't seem to have a problem with it. But I see what you mean. Yeah, if AJ hits hard too, though. AJ has got some great punches, and I think AJ has stronger punches from different areas. Wilder just has that right straight hand down the pocket, dynamite shot. AJ's got a great left hook, a great right uppercut, a great right hook, and he can hit you with the 1-2 really strong as well. So I would say actually AJ has a better chance of it for the simple fact that he can, maybe hit some of those big power shots from different directions, different angles that Deontay Wilder just, frankly doesn't have in his arsenal. 5 seconds left, these guys get tied up and fall down. They pick each other up so everybody's okay. And the ref gets them back into their corners. Another round. Oh, Arboleda kind of walked off to the side there before he could get back to his corner. He's definitely still a little shaky from that knockdown the round before. Chris Colbert, like I said, he's always got the legs for it. As you can see tonight, he never takes the stool. He always stands in his corner at the end of the round, and he always does that every fight. So he just doesn't get tired. I mean, he's one of those guys that just always looks like he's ready to go. Yeah, I mean, he's a really good fighter too. I'm very impressed to see it. Yes, as Mr. Lewis says, hit the like button, share. Please come join us all the time. Let's talk boxing. It's gonna be the show. Stick with me. We won't just have live commentary every now and then. I'm gonna have just opposite separate shows where I'm gonna be talking about all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna have a show this coming week about the refereeing situation. We've seen a lot of the judging. There were some fights today that had some weird judging situations, and boxing always has some bad judging. So I'd like to get some of the talk about it with some of the fans, see what they think, and obviously give my opinion on it. And Colbert again, starting the 11th round, comes out, has some great shots on everybody. On Arboleda, fighting from that southpaw stance again. I'm not sure why I don't know why he starts in that stance, other than to confuse Arboleda, but he's definitely had his best work this fight from the orthodox stance, no doubt about it. I have him winning all but 2 rounds on my card. Great left. Oh, a great right. Oh, and he takes him down again. Huge knockdown with the right hand, and he may not get up. He's laying on his back. He's trying to roll over now to get up. 7, 8, 9. Oh, he got up. Ref looking at him, saying, "You ready to fight?" Oh, okay. He said, "Come on." Arboleda is hurt. Oh, another good right by Colbert. Oh, and an upcut. Oh, and he's down again. And that may be it, folks. That might do it. Colbert with a fantastic combination. Arboleda getting up off the canvas. 7, he's waiting for the 8 count. 8, he's back on his feet. Referee telling him, "Hey, you're going to have to show me something." He's back up. He's ready to fight again. Colbert in the southpaw stance again. I mean, what do I know? Apparently, he knows what he's doing from the southpaw stance. Catches him with a good left. Arboleda is moving. He bounced off the ropes. He's not looking good. Oh, ref's calling it. That's it. Knockout by Chris Colbert. Woo! I'm so unexpected. I really just thought he was going to end up closing the show with, just not closing the show, excuse me. I thought he was just going to end up winning every round here at the end, showing everybody what he got. Great sportsman. He walks over, gives Arboleda a hug, tells him, good fight, everything like that. I mean, really good fight by him. It's beautiful. Fantastic fight. Arboleda is showing, Chris Colbert is showing people that he is not a joke. He is not playing around. Letting some folks know about the Colbert fight. My wife is at home, and I live in Texas. I'm here in Colorado working. You were expecting the Panamanian to crush him. Yeah, Arboleda, he's a tough hitter, but I gotta tell you, Chris Colbert is a one-of-a-kind fighter. He's one of my top favorite fighters. He's a real talent coming up. He's really starting to show how good he is. Yeah, now my wife's one of her favorite fighters is Chris Colbert, so I know she's very excited right now watching this at home. Like I said, I'm in Colorado right now working. I live in Dallas, Texas, so I'm usually not here. I'm usually back home, and so that's why my background is a hotel room at the moment. Most of the time, or I say most of the time, some of the times I will be at home when I'm not up here working, and you'll be able to see the background I have there. So Chris Colbert, big 11th round knockout, huge fight for him. He really showed some serious talent. Everyone's seen his talent as far as his movement, his legs, his wheels, his hand speed, but I don't think anybody was expecting him to be able to have this kind of knockout power. And he is really, he said pre-fight he's going to show some people. He's got more knockout power than people give him credit for. And hey, I'm one of them, because I didn't think he was going to knock Arboleda out just because of how tough of a guy Arboleda is. He proved me wrong. Nakatani's getting whooped on ESPN. Yeah, I see that here. I have that here on my small screen. And I see Nakatani here in the third round with 50 seconds to go. He's getting getting a little work. Real quick here, I just want to let y'all know that the way Chris Colbert finished the show, caught him with a big left hand, really rocked him. That's what started. That's kind of how that first knockdown, or that second knockdown, the first knockdown in the 11th round went. Once he did that, he got up again, a lot of heart. Colbert's recognized going to be 15-0 with 6 knockouts. But Chris Colbert, as he got up, caught him, went right after him, caught him with a big right hand. He had to go back down. Arboleda had to go down again. He took the 8 count, got up for a second time. And there at the end, Colbert just had him on the ropes, just working him. And the ref finally had to call because he was getting hit with some big shots, and he was going to go down again. He did actually fall. The referee caught him as he was falling down on the back of the ropes. Big fight by Chris Colbert. For all the Chris Colbert fans out there, you've got to be happy with that performance. That is by far the best thing you could have asked for. I was definitely impressed with what he just did. So he's now, like I said, 15-0, 6 knockouts. And now I think he's ready for some big names, some of the bigger names in that division at 130 pounds. He's the number 1 WBA contender. So you got to start getting him in there with some of the bigger names in that weight class. There's some guys that are really good fighters at 130. I don't think he needs to move to 135 yet, because he's gonna run into a little bit more power, and I just don't know that his power is all the way there. He got it. It was good there, but I don't know if I want to see him against 135 just yet. Let's establish ourselves at 130 for a little bit. Like I said, there's some great fighters at 130, some big names, so he can really take on some of the top guys in that division. Some of those guys that fight in that division are hard punchers. So, somebody like a Leo Santa Cruz coming off that Gervonta Davis, that's a great fighter to fight. Somebody who's very active, throws a lot of punches in around. That'd be a great fight for him. Somebody like that would be a good step. But I think he's one tier under, I think, ready to go for the top tier of those divisions. I think he needs one more really good, solid fight with like a Leo Santa Cruz or trying to think who else would be a great fight in that division. There's quite a few. I don't think he's ready for just like a Gervonta Davis fight yet. I don't think he's ready for anybody quite of that magnitude, just because Gervonta has that power. But someone else just kind of be one more little, step to before he gets to that final stage of going for a title shot. So I think he'll get one more fight, and then I think he'll get a title shot coming up. He's over here getting ready to do an interview. Like I said, what great performance. That's the kind of performance you want to see out of him. In all the scorecards they just showed, he was winning, 98-90 unanimously, which is what I had it at, 98-90. So all the judges saw it exactly the same as I did. And like I said, it was a very good fight. I mean, very good performance by him. Excuse me. He really showed some serious power that was not expected. A lot of folks didn't think he had the power for it. So he proved all the naysayers wrong. He showed them that he can crack. We're going to be going over here to this Shakur Stevenson fight. I'm going to check back in. We're going to wrap this episode up, and I'll be back for a live stream when the Shakur Stevenson and the Toka Khan fight starts. So tune back in, like and subscribe. I appreciate everybody who's been here. I'll see y'all here really in a few minutes. We got 6 more rounds for this other fight, so I'll be right back. We'll see. Catch back up with me.